and welcome back to Knitting with Metal. Tonight we are going to be finishing up this, hopefully, getting the Mobius ball in the center, and then wrapping it with a copper. So let us light this up a little bit more. I'm gonna have to fix that light, but not tonight. Now, let me start by saying hello to chat. And inviting people. So we're just gonna invite a bunch of people. We're gonna go until I think 9:35. I think that's a good stopping point. And then we will be starting on our project. So, well, not starting, but continuing that one. And if you guys could, if you come in here, just give me a share so that I can get as many people on here as possible. I can't invite the world because I don't know the world. So I'm sure that there are people that you guys know that I don't, and who might be interested in, stuff like this. So hopefully we can get a somewhat active chat and live going here. All right. Now that we've invited a bunch of people, hello. Welcome. This is, of course, Knitting with Metal. We do chainmail projects like this, and of course, like my torch project that we just finished off. So we are going to be making a Mobius ball to hold this, to hold these into the center. And of course, a Mobius ball is fairly simple. It is literally just the rings intertwined into each other. So let's zoom in here. That too close? That is too close. There we go. That's a little bit better. So it is extremely important for Mobius balls, at least, to be consistent. So you always have to go in from whatever angle you first went in on. So, like, I started this pattern going from my pointer finger down into my thumb, and each ring does that. Now, if you don't do that, it ends up messing up the pattern to the point of it not being a Mobius ball. It's just a very messy tangle. Now, eventually you are going to have to open up these rings a little bit more to get them to go in and catch all of the other rings. You need to make sure that when you do this pattern, you have to make sure that you get every ring. And it's just as simple as that. How's everyone's weeks going? Hopefully going good. We just had a bit of a snowstorm where I live, at least. Maybe that means that we're going to have a white Christmas. Who knows? That's actually why I started making this, just to have a nice little, like, Christmassy thing. This is about as topical as I'm going to get, because a lot of my projects are fairly long, and a lot of the time I can't really bring them up to, like, an actual theme like that. So there we go. That is our Mobius ball. Now we might have to take a few of these off, just to be able to get these on. So let's zoom out a little bit here. So we're going to open up this one. Get it on the Mobius ball. So now this one has the Mobius ball. Now we'll open up this one. have that attach as well. Now, of course, you're trying to use a different ring in the Mobius ball than the previous one. So as you can see, they're not attached to the same ring. And it can go between the full top and bottom. There we go. We got the third one on here. Now it's starting to take on a shape, as you guys can see. Excellent. All right. Like I said, we might have to take a ring or two out of the Mobius ball just to make room for these other rings, but we'll see where we're at. Oh no. I'm just trying to get this ring in here. Now, normally the Mobius ball is fluid, so like it consistently moves, but because of me adding these extra rings, it stops being fluid and stops moving. I'm seeing if I can move some of these around to make a little extra space here. There we go. Oh no, I lost it. Come on. Excellent. All right, so now we have this star shape. Now, of course, as you can see, it kind of flops over and doesn't really stay. So, in order for us to make that stay, we are going to be wrapping some wire. Now, I really like how this wire wrapping turns out because it is copper, so the copper wire really contrasts with the steel. Alright, so that means that first we need to figure out this wire and get it to be straight. Now, I have another project that I was thinking of doing for my Pendragon's Twisted Metals, but I might be doing it for my Knitting with Metal, and depending on your guys' reaction, I was planning on doing a Viking knit necklace or bracelet, depending on how long we go, on this channel. Now, it's not exactly chainmail. It's more like no torch jewelry, because I've been kind of this Evan Star amulet has kind of gotten me a little tired of soldering, to say the least. But so I was thinking that I was going to do a Viking weave or Viking knit. I'm not entirely sure how, what exactly it's called. I think it's called that. Chain, which hopefully you guys enjoy that. I've done a few pulled chains when I was in school, but I've never actually tried doing that one in particular. So it's gonna be a learning experience all around. But it is a very nice pattern to do if you don't have like a torch or anything like that. So it works very well as jewelry. I let this thing get all tangled. Don't let your metal get tangled. It's not good, especially when you're trying to do a live and now you're spending 5 minutes just trying to untangle copper. It's not a good look. All right. So I'm not exactly sure how much copper we are going to need. So I think I'm gonna do, what, 3 yards? Let's do 4 yards. All right, so now we have this long piece of copper. Now, okay, we are not getting retangled. Come on, get out of here. Now, I noticed that this is very, very hard to see for you guys because it is extremely thin. Good to know. So we are going to clamp this down, but I need a clamp. So, hold on. I hope my clamp's in here. The trials of a moving jewelry shop. It's all in bags. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to clamp 2 ends. This is a long piece, huh? Hopefully it's enough. I think it will be. I think I over-exaggerated on that. All right, so now we got the pieces So now we're going to just slowly twist. Make sure that you're keeping a stiff hold on the other side. Also pulling. And before we get any problems, because as you saw, this is kind of tangling behind, so we are going to actually try to untangle this a little bit and then find the middle of the end. Which I think right around here. Now, of course, this is probably going to take all of our time, so we're probably going to end up wrapping the star either tomorrow, that's Wednesday, probably Thursday. Let's do a little zoom in here. Now this is just a simple 2 wire twist. This isn't like a braid, but this gives a nice nice definition to this wire, because the wire is so thin. Doubling it up makes it a little bit thicker. So it's a little bit more pronounced. And we're going to unlock this back end here and move the clamp up to the top here. Now, we're doing that because eventually you're just gonna start spinning and spinning and spinning, and the back end will start getting tighter while you aren't doing anything up front. Where am I here? Okay. So that's why we're moving it a little bit up. Oop. Let's not have that happen. we're just twisting. As you can see, we're getting further away. Every single time we twist, it just keeps getting further and further away. But also, the total length of the wire itself is going to shorten, very much so. So as you can see, my finger is close to the clamp. And with every spin, it gets a little bit further away. So, yeah, of course, depending on how you guys, what you guys think, if you guys think I should put the Viking weave, or what did I call it? I think it's Viking weave. If you think I should put that on here for the knitting with metal, it's going to be a little bit like this, where I'm going to have wire basically clamped up, and then we're going to be doing a weave with it. So, and making a necklace or a bracelet. So do you think I should put it on this, or keep it on my Pendragon's Twisted Metals jewelry segment? Let me know what you guys think. Because although I do enjoy chainmail, don't get me wrong, I enjoy mixing, because I personally think that mixing is kind of the best way to really see where things you're doing can go. Now remember, this is still copper, so if you do this type of treatment, it is going to get harder, but also brittler. Is that a word? It'll get more brittle. But I'm just trying to make sure that my copper is nice and straight and no kinks in it. But yeah, I really like how chainmail can be used both as an armor and also jewelry. It's a weird kind of craft that's kind of what interests me about chainmail, is that you can do either or. You can make it in something defensive or something beautiful, and I think that is kind of the best part about it. I think once we're done with this length here, we're going to be done with this episode, unfortunately. Sometimes this stuff takes a long time. I was actually planning on finishing this project today, but apparently just by me having to do this, it's taken up a lot of time. So I hope that you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, and if you really liked it, hit the subscribe button and the bell, so then you'll get notified whenever I put out a video. I try to do 3 videos a week. The lives are kind of here and there. As for time frame, I try to do them on Monday and Wednesday, but sometimes that just does not work out. So those are kind of willy-nilly, and I'm sorry for that. But the Pendragon's Twisted Metals episode, that's the jewelry, that is always on Sunday afternoon. So if you're interested in chainmail, metalworking, or jewelry, just look up my channel. I've got about 3 years worth of videos on there for anyone to binge watch. And you guys can look all the way back when I first started trying to do YouTube videos and see how absolutely terrible they were. They were pretty bad, not gonna lie, especially the lives. It's definitely a different vibe on those lives. And even the actual episodes, when I first started uploading, I was doing garbage projects, basically reusing tin cans and stuff like that, because I didn't have any materials or tools. So it's very interesting to look back and see what you were doing or what you were up to 3 years ago. It's very interesting to look back. But yeah, if you guys are interested, head on into my channel. Like I said, I've got a lot of videos that you can backlog into. Now we are just trying to finish this up. Going a little bit over time, but yeah, whatever. It's my channel, I can do what I want. Now normally I try to keep these to like 30 minutes, because when I was doing the hour-long episodes of Knitting with Metal. By the end, not only were people logging off, which, you know, I understand, watching something for an hour kind of is a long process. But I would also not have anything to say by the end of it. I would be completely tapped out for what to say. And I tried very hard not to have dead air. Sometimes I fail. Sometimes it's difficult to figure out stuff to talk about, especially when you're trying to concentrate on some things. Which is why I like doing the chainmail for the lives. I don't do the jewelry live because I concentrate way too much. That's why a lot of it is a lot of my episodes are fast forwarded, other than the you know, obvious, you know, it takes a long time, but also because I spend a lot of time just like looking and trying to do the actual piece, whatever I'm working on. So I don't end up being very conversational during that process. I mean, hell, even this is taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought I was almost done, which is why I started the sign-off, but I still have a pretty decent amount here. We got all of this still. Weird. But yeah, hopefully if you guys are watching in the future, I guess, on the YouTubes, please share, because I don't particularly know your friends, and I'm trying to grow this channel as much as I can, so that we can actually start doing some bigger projects, maybe eventually going into stuff like gold. Just because I've actually never worked with gold, and I would love to be able to have the chance to. And I've noticed that at least according to the algorithm or statistics for YouTube, apparently 80% of the people that view my episodes aren't subscribed. So you guys should do that. Now, of course, we're going to be losing a lot of length. As you saw, I had 4 arm lengths of wire. But by the end of doing this, we're only going to have about 2 arm lengths. And then I really hope that it's enough to wrap around the circle, because we're going to lose some length there as well when wrapping it around the circle and trying to get the star arms all situated and locked into place. As you see, this is the end. It got a lot shorter. But yeah, this is why I try not to have these go too long. Unfortunately, this one is kind of forcing me, because I can't stop like I could, but then potentially this can get all tangled up, and I don't want that. So I would rather just have this get twisted now, and then we can work on fully wrapping the circle in the next episode, and not have to worry about doing any of this type of work. But it is very simple. It's literally, I'm just spinning this base here. The other way you could do it, but it's a little bit more risky, because you kind of need to make sure that you absolutely keep tension, is like the really quick way is if you take the wire and you put it into like a screwdriver, or like a drill, and you have it locked somewhere, and you pull, and then you can just drill, and it just goes real quick. But you need to make sure that you definitely keep tension, or else it'll kink all up and you'll ruin all the wire. You literally have to like cut it apart type ruining. It's not good. that's the quick way that you can do this. Like I said, copper is one of those metals that that will harden the more you work with it. So if you tried like bending it back and forth, it will eventually become brittle and like it'll harden, but then it'll become brittle and it will snap. So you can't work it too hard or else you're just gonna snap it. Now the way to soften it is to anneal it, and that's just by adding heat to it. And that'll soften it back up and be able to be worked again. So like if you still needed to bend something or what have you, it'll be easier. Jeez. This other side keeps getting caught on like my bed fibers. Such riveting content, huh? Unfortunately, sometimes that's how it is. You know, sometimes, you know, you gotta put in the work. But we are almost done. Don't worry about that. That is just my air brakes locking. Now we almost got to the end here. Now for anyone just joining in, we are just wrapping copper. We're just twisting it. I tried doing my sign off like a good 5 minutes ago and didn't realize that I still had a bunch of this wire left, so that happened. right. Now that is all done. Yeah, see? It kept grabbing my bed. So we've got a little over an arm length, like an arm and a half, and we started out with 4. So 4, 5 times around the hand, just to store it. And unfortunately, that is it for tonight. So we got this finished up. So now it can be put into place for the shape that we want, because we want a star shape. And next episode, we're going to be wrapping it. So I hope that you all enjoyed this episode, and have a wonderful evening.